How's it going? Welcome, Rex. Cool, man. Hey, Max. How's it going? Doing good? Can you hear me? Sound should be good. I've got the mic set up. Perfect. Today it's just Saturday most places, but it is the big weekend for Mardi Gras today. We were down at the parade route earlier. Everyone's big chillin' now. Got any big plans this weekend? I don't even know what time it is where everyone is. Here it is nearly 5 o'clock, early evening, late afternoon. 49ers or Chiefs. It's not the Saints, so I guess I don't really care. Hey, Kastinka. Katinka. There we go. Not Kastinka. How about you, Rex? Do you have any money on the game? Pride, perhaps? I live in New Orleans, so Saints is my team. Someone was shocked that we had bamboo here, as you can see behind me. Yeah, it's not a green screen or anything. It's really just a whole bunch of bamboo we planted back there. I love the sound it makes. Plus, we have a 2-story house that looks directly into our backyard, and it's really hard to see that house, and it's hard for them to see us with all the bamboo. Oh man, going for all the big ones. Ronaldo or Messi? What? Okay, so I played football, in high school and in college and over the summers. But I have no true opinion on Ronaldo v. Messi. I know. Both are great. What are you supposed to say? Earth-shatteringly good. Election might be questionable because of Mardi Gras. It impacts everything. Looks like I went out there for a minute. So how about you, Rex? Do you have anyone that you're hoping will win the game? You have the plans all laid up for a Super Bowl? Commercials, of course. Got to watch those. Ooh, it's very breezy. It's supposed to be it's very warm today. It is nearly 80 degrees here, Fahrenheit. Very toasty. Although we're on the back end of it, it's starting to cool off a little bit. And the skies are great. It's going to start raining soon. Go Chiefs. Yeah, Chiefs. Yeah, man. Cool. I'm doing good, Katinka. Thank you. It is nearly 5 p.m. So late afternoon, early evening. Oh, man. Yeah, this is my loudest jacket. You can probably hear it. That motion right there really gets it going. It's this here. I know. Well, that's what, 6 hours difference? Yeah, that's right on. That's right on the money. Yeah. I'm in Central Standard Time in the United States. Southern Louisiana. Yeah, it's very creaky. It's shockingly creaky. It's actually, there's something on it, and I tried to clean it a little bit, but I need to do a more thorough job to really kind of reduce it. But yeah, it's very loud. It is louder even the cow leather that I have with the really big lapels. I actually posted a short about it. It's the most recent thing I uploaded. That cow leather is very loud too. I am not at the zoo. This is my backyard. Welcome to the jungle. Yeah, the bamboo is really good for privacy. We have a big house that's right behind us, and the windows look directly into our backyard. So we planted bamboo. Yeah, it's like a subtropical climate here. Yeah, South Louisiana, it's warm. It stays warm. And very moist. It rains a lot. And when it rains, it's big downpour. All that kind of stuff is really good for bamboo. Yeah. So many people in town right now. You can just feel the hum of the like, you know, however many visitors there are, hundreds of thousands probably that are in town for Mardi Gras. Do you have any questions about any of the stuff that I was really curious for folks that have watched any of my recent reviews, if there is anything that I've left out in those reviews that you would have found to be helpful, especially the boot review. I did the one boot review on the Wesco Boss 7500. Kind of looked back at it recently and I felt like it was just kind of a, I don't know, it's an alright review, but I feel like it was not really sharing much that you couldn't just get from a product description, and I prefer to do much more than that, to really share stuff that is my personal insight about the item, in addition to what I have gleaned from other folks, and share that. And I felt like my Wesco Boss review was kind of meh, all right, you know, so-so. It's the first time I've really done a boot review though, so no surprise that there's a little bit. Do I like animals? Yeah, I do. I don't have any pets right now. Some allergies in the family prevent us from having common pets like cats and dogs. And we had some hermit crabs. We had hermit crabs. Oh, thanks, Will. Yeah, well, I'm talking about the boot review in particular that I felt was a little bit of a not the best. I'm not necessarily like a boot review guy. I honestly found, and this is something interesting, you know, I find from folks that are just starting to talk about and recording the things that they think about for their clothes or whatever they're reviewing, just articulating the names of things. It can be like a tongue twister. Like Highwayman from Arrow. I stumbled over it quite a few times and I kind of landed on Highwayman. I'd never really spoken the name out loud before doing the review, even though I've been reading about this type of jacket for years now. Yeah, boot. There's a lot of people in the boot niche. This is a good point. It's a good point. Like Boot Spy and Stridewise, I do see their things. I know Stridewise is starting to incorporate leather jacket stuff into his kind of growing space. Of course, Carl Morawski has a lot of good information about boots and just heritage clothes in general, workwear. What's going on tomorrow, Katinka? And Rex, I did answer your question. I like animals, but I don't currently have any pets. Just excited for the Super Bowl, Katinka? Oh, thanks, Rex. I actually trimmed this morning. It had gotten a little big for me. Oh, London. That's very cool. I've never... Oh, I have been to London. I went to London when I was 20 or so. My brother was getting married, and he happened to live in London at the time. We were both from the United States, and he just was there. Yeah, Rex, you know, it was kind of funny. I never tried to grow a beard until late 2020, till August or September of 2020. I guess it would have been the very end of August. We evacuated for a hurricane that hit New Orleans, called Hurricane Ida, and we were out of town for 2 weeks. And I didn't have my shave equipment with me because we evacuated. And that's when I first grew a beard. And I realized, you know, there's an awkward period where you first are like letting it grow out and you're like not really sure what's going to happen. And I don't have necessarily the thickest beard, but I'm really happy with it. I love it. And it just took evacuating for a hurricane to give it a try. Do my visa and I suppose travel the world. That's cool. That sounds very exciting, Katinka. Yeah, any kind of jacket questions I could answer or any other things that would be interesting to talk about? I have a type of jacket content that I have not done yet, which I am looking to do, which is certain celebrities that like leather jackets. I'm gonna start that kind of thing soon. Like Nick Cage comes to mind, of course, but Justin, what is his freaking name? Theroux? I don't know how to pronounce it, but actor. He was in The Leftovers and a bunch of other stuff. Hey Jacob, what is the best leather jacket style for heritage newbies? Okay. When you say heritage newbie, do you mean so flight jackets are popular. The jackets like the Highwayman that I just reviewed can be an awesome one because these are versatile styles. So flight jackets, the Highwayman, and then some motorcycle jacket styles, either a Cafe Racer or like a Shot, Perfecto, can be pretty versatile and a good entry point to see what you like. Oh yeah, Andy, that Highwayman is really beautiful. In fact, all of the arrows that I've owned have been beautiful in their own way, but the leather on that one is really particularly it's just so much character, and that brown chrome excel, whether it's steer hide like this one or horse hide, such an incredible character and depth of color on that chrome excel. How do I store my jackets? I do not use suit bags. I hang them. I actually did a video about this, which was called "Don't Ruin Your Jacket." It has a picture of me holding a jacket with a black background. I hang them on a hanger with pipe insulation, like plumbing pipe insulation, to fill out the shoulder space. That's how I store them, in the closet. Make sure I didn't miss anything here. Whoa! What do I do for a living? I work in healthcare. I talk to people about home care services. Yeah, Will, exactly that. Pull noodles on the hanger. Instead of pull noodles, I happen to use pipe insulation. It's the same idea. Exactly right. I would love to be able to side them like they do. I guess it depends on the particular celebrity. I mean, everyone has so many different types of jackets out there that if I could, I would. And that is a fun idea, like inspired by so-and-so style. This is how I'd interpret that. I've seen people do that kind of material. It just depends on the specifics. If I can. Do I make the jackets? I do not make the jackets, but that would be great. Jacob, you're worried about jackets being too tight in the armpits. Sounds like maybe the jacket is just too tight across the chest, which can be a thing. It can look good, but be too tight and be uncomfortable across the middle. Some leathers will stretch out. What have you tried, Jacob? If you could share the specifics on a jacket that you've tried that was too tight like that, would be helpful. Yeah, so that is one of the tough things. Hey, Squirrel Master, I've forgotten is it Ryan? I believe is your name, or another short 4-letter name. The body types and jackets that fit them. I mean, honestly, most really popular off-the-rack jackets are popular for their off-the-rackness because they fit a lot of body types. People can get really nitpicky about certain details, but sometimes you just have to roll with stuff. Like, I'm shorter, so a lot of off-the-rack jackets are a little long on me, especially the sleeves. That's why with Shot, I tend to stick with their jackets that are considered the 25-inch length jackets. You should take that with a grain of salt, because if it says 25-inch length on Shot, for example, the length of the jackets is not actually 25 inches. That's like, maybe for a 42, it would be 25 inches. But like my 618 isn't 25 inches long. All that to say, shorter jackets tend to work well for me, and you kind of learn that as you're going through it. You find the jackets that fit your body style, and sometimes there is a learning process there, especially as you move between maker to maker or different type of model to model. So it just depends. How tall am I? I am 5'9". Should make a sticky about this, because my specs are the most commonly asked question I get. I'm 5'9", 175 pounds, and I have just over a 40-inch chest. But there's an interesting thing about body composition here, where I wear like a 33 waist pant, but I need like a 27-inch inseam. So I think I have a slightly longer torso compared to my overall body length than some other folks would. Yeah, tailoring for the perfect fit. I feel like it's something that people get caught up on. I don't worry about it too much, but when you land on it and it's great, you love it. I think that there is an acceptable range for what's great or close to perfect or anything like that. Anyone have great plans for this evening? And a lot of times too, like I find like a new jacket that hasn't been worn much, whether it feels right or not, or it just looks a little bit wrong. Having a really beaten up and worn in jacket will always look better than a brand new one. There are certain type niche styles that may not be true for, but I think that's generally true. So if you're really stuck about something, maybe move on to it. What am I looking to buy next? I'm not really sure. I actually kind of want to buy a new Cal leather. I really love the one that I have. And they have both a straight zip LAPD style, like that one that I have with the big lapels, but with the straight zip instead of the cross zip. And those jackets look fantastic. And the vintage ones that people tend to buy are really cool looking, and they're around, but I was curious about giving them a shot from the new into things. They also have a really cool cafe racer style, what they call a 6-panel cafe racer. And they say it because the way the back is designed, and those are really rare to find. Very, very difficult to find those used, and I think they're super cool. So I'm thinking about getting one of those, although I'm not totally sure. I'm also considering flight styles like A1 or A2. I would really love to have a grizzly at some point, though I don't know that this is the time of year to buy a grizzly jacket because they're so warm. Would I get a jacket that's red or yellow? Hey, James. Yeah, I would. I mean, with yellow, you have this kind of, the Bruce Lee bodysuit situation going on. But some reds could be awesome. I don't know if yellow would work for me, but I like yellow with other stuff. I used to own cowboy boots. The closest I have to cowboy boots right now are engineer boots. Look, y'all, I am about to head out. I got about 2 more minutes on here. Jackets, yeah, that aren't sold anymore. I mean, honestly, so Freewheelers jackets are not currently sold. They're not making them due to leather supply issues. They have very specific standards for what they want. And it's not even necessarily about best. It's just about the particular type. And Freewheelers is just not making jackets right now. I really love their 37J1 flight jacket that Freewheelers makes. I don't know. There's a few models out there like that. Thanks, Squirrel Master. Oh, yeah, Will, I don't normally do them, but I'm trying to do them more often. I did one last week, and I'm doing one today, just a way to kind of directly talk with folks and kind of connect. I like connecting with people, so, why not do it this way? 70s Harley. Mold. Oh, vinegar will not hurt it. I would do perhaps vinegar and water instead of pure vinegar. But if you do vinegar, wipe it down really, really good with the vinegar water, and then wipe it down a bunch with just water, and then dry it, and then let it sit outside, like hang it up outside somewhere where it won't get rained on. Vinegar is a great idea. Good thing in dark gravity. That's the way to go. Interesting question, James. Oh, yeah. Good thing in dark gravity. Is it correct if you're spending 500 plus that it should have a big seam down the back? Oh, shouldn't. It's completely a design point. And this is a funny thing from Schott that they have as a selling point, that this back is one big panel. I think that's pure marketing speak, okay? So, look, one big panel like that, wow, can be a sign of quality. And if every jacket that a jacket maker makes is broken up into a bunch of extra panels, they are purely doing that for cost savings, because you're using smaller pieces of hide and you can basically have less wastage or cheaper hides, and so your jacket is cheaper to make. But there are design reasons why having a seam down the middle of the back can be useful. Consider Vanson, for example. They make some of their standard models, like the Vanson Model B, which is an extremely popular jacket. It has a seam down the back because you should think of garments with leather almost in an architectural sense. And that seam down the back allows them to shape the back of the jacket in a way that just having one huge panel you can't. So it is not necessarily a mark of bad quality that there is a seam there. I would say, though, that it can get mixed in where some people are doing it for cost savings only and not for a true design purpose. And so that is where it takes looking at the context to understand if it's just saving money or if it's on purpose. Especially tight fits, having that seam helps the back to not balloon out. And you also see it on jackets like consider like a Rainbow Country Hercules that I have. It has like a half belt on the back and yokes on the back. Those design features help the back to have a shape and to look good while on and not just kind of blob. Yeah. Yeah, no problem, Dark Gravity. It's a commonly used thing. Some people will even like get vinegar on the jacket and put it in a bag. I didn't do that. I had a little bit of mold on a jacket that I cleaned up with that mixture, and it was fine. Isaac Sellum anatomical leather jacket. Oh, interesting. Well, like perfectly designed for the human body kind of thing. That's whoa. I don't know if that's loud for y'all, but my air conditioning unit just kicked on. So, Will, is it like a super tight fitting, like almost like old armor, like made to move exactly with the body? It's an interesting idea. Got it. Yeah. I mean, in a certain way, like the features on motorcycle jackets are intended for that. Oh, the Highwayman. So this is something interesting too, Andy. Thank you for mentioning that. So Denny from Arrow actually reached out and he's sending a replacement slider. This is pretty common. This is something they deal with, and they have very good customer service, which I did not include in the video and hasn't been a component of my review process, but maybe it should. Arrow does have very good customer service, and they're sending me a free zip to replace the slider or the pole and the one that I have, and knowing that it's a used one. And as far as like longevity and everything, what's interesting is that jacket that I have is probably from the 90s, and the lining is still in fantastic condition. So I mean, you can really get a lot of wear out of a jacket like that. Thanks, Will. Have a good one. James, how's the rest of Mardi Gras? Oh, it's been great. We went to the day parades today. This is a big day for parades. Kind of the most, what's the right word for this? The most spectacle. The biggest floats with the most engineering going into them, with the hugest crews and the most lights and flashes and special stuff going on is tonight. We're not going to that. It's fun. We're just not doing it this year. But it's going to be good. We got other stuff planned, but for today, we're done with it. We got things we'll be doing on Mardi Gras Day. How do I decide on color? Oh, I don't know. Whatever moves me. I do see what I currently have and try not to replicate things that I already have, so that I have variety in wardrobe, which is important, even though black tends to be the most common thing that I have when it comes to jackets. If I could have gotten my boss in a different size. Oh, this is a good question. If I could have gotten it as an EE instead of an E, I would have done it. In retrospect, yes, it would have been better. The break-in took some time. Getting it wet was the only saving grace, I think. Especially for my right foot, which tends to be a little bigger. The left foot was basically fine. So, Daniel, it depends on your feet. I have particularly thick feet, and so it was a hard break-in. I never had trouble getting them on, but they were pretty uncomfortable once they were. And some days I really could not wear them all day long. Disappointed with the color. That's an interesting question. I've had jackets where the leather was not as interesting as I had hoped, which is similar to that. I think the main one was, and this is, so I've had, like I mentioned in the review, I've had maybe 5 or 6 Arrows. There's a type of leather that Arrow doesn't really carry as a standard option, but what they call, it's a tan steer hide, and it's a very thick leather, and it's a very orangey tan. And I was not as interested in that particular leather. It was okay. That's probably the least interesting leather that I've had. But the color, I don't know. I mean, I think black is so commonly used, but black leather can be beautiful with the grain and other things going on with it. Oh man, I've gone way over my just 2 more minutes. Well, I'm gonna head out, y'all. You got about, let's say, 10, 20 more seconds. If you have a last minute thing you want to ask, I'm here for you, but I'm about to head out. My first ever jacket I got in high school. It was from Banana Republic, and it was a car coat style with buttons, which I really liked, but it got thrashed, and so it's no longer around. I've considered getting a car coat style just to be able to return to the roots. I did like that jacket. I really did. I wore it quite a bit. All right, y'all. Until next time, thank y'all so much for joining. I love chatting and kind of getting to know folks and finding out what's going on with y'all too. Until next time, would I still BR? Oh, Banana Republic. Probably not. But vintage Banana Republic is quite good for the price. I don't know, man. It never buy at the full price for Banana Republic. Not ever. Not anymore, at least. There's always going to be a sale, and that thing will be available for much less. So just don't buy it at the full price. That's the best I can say. If you like it, go for it, but not at full price. Until next time, y'all. How do I turn it off? There it is.